Hi, Kara. How you doing? I've got your portfolio up here, your final presentation. So this is much better. I really think it's just worlds better. One thing that I'm seeing here, I'm just going to draw this is Command R here real quick because I'm going to pull a guide out right here. Okay, and boy, that is an optical illusion. And boy, this is such a good lesson in typography in typography right now. But I'm going to Command Z that to get that guide out of there. Okay, and yeah, right. Okay, Adobe. How about I do that? So the optical illusion here is that the A is not an alignment. And there's something that we do in typography, and boy, I can't remember what it's technically called, but what you're going to do is you're going to take this A and you're just going to nudge it over just a little bit so that it sits over that particular guideline. It's called over, boy, what the, I'm just drawing blanks right now. I've been grading all day long, so my head's a little bit smoky right now. So overshoot. And it's called overshoot. And what you do is you just bring that A out a little bit, just because even though it is in alignment, it looks like it's not because of the curved nature of that A in relationship to the straight R and the straight K. So keep that in mind. That looks lovely. Good introductory page. You got your Behance and your email. Good job. Okay, now, hey man, I think your pages are too big. I do. You're at 8.5 by 14. And I think that you're too wide here. I really do. I would re-examine your page sizes because this is not the first time you've done this, but you're showing this piece twice, but both times it's getting cut off here. So that's not a thorough presentation of the piece, and by cropping your own work like that, it's not good. So I really want you to keep that in mind. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about the background page. So I think this is a mistake, building up this type like this, building it up so that it's rising in the composition as opposed to spanning the composition. And the reason I say that is because technically this whole area right here is dead area. And furthermore, since you have this left aligned and you're creating this imaginary alignment right here. So basically what you're doing is you're creating two different pages here. And I think it's really obvious as you go through that, you're just kind of forcing this into two different layouts. Okay, a fix for that is to span the bottom of the page with your type. And that way you won't run into the problem of the work. Right, here's a good example, encroaching your typography. You don't want that, and you especially don't want that up near your logo. Okay, so I think the pages maybe need to be reassessed there. So see what I mean? I mean, white space is great, but you could show this much larger. And likewise, I mean, you're just like confining, just because that imaginary margin is there, doesn't mean you have to isolate that portion of the page. Do you see what I'm saying? Here it is again, only this time it's not aligned to the left margin, so it's even being skewed even more. You see what I mean? See how that looks nice and aligned, and then all of a sudden, boom, the page is now out of balance. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, again, you're showing work twice. There's just no reason. This is a wonderful technique. I think this is great. Showing different areas of the poster, like you've done here in the macro shots. Lovely, lovely technique. But showing the work twice, I don't know. I mean, I don't agree with that. Same comments here, just basically looking like it's two different layouts. The work itself, if you're noticing, I'm not saying much about the work because I think your work is great. I love your work. I always have. Since the beginning, I've been telling you that the work, I've just got no issues with the work. I think the work really speaks for itself. So we got, okay, this presentation right here, that looks really skewed. You want to redo that. And really get that to a super professional level where you want that to look. See how it's skewed? It almost looks like a stack of business cards instead of a stack of flyers. That looks pretty good. Good job there. And this is the only page where you've really almost even taken these two separate grids to create one outline one composition instead of two separate compositions. Okay, so again, 2 shots. I mean, basically, you're showing 3 of the same thing on this page. So likewise, yeah, I'm thinking your page size is too large. You can work with that. I mean, I don't think it's expected to think that you would be done with your portfolio at the end of this class. I think this class will get you on your way. And I mean, it's looking great. You've definitely been paying attention. You've definitely been listening. I mean, it looks, the work, the layout looks good. This page right here, I want to show you what happens because I want to have to close out of this. But before we do, I just want to mention you need a thank you page, and you absolutely need a credits page where you show all of these images that you collected that are not yours, like this, and this, and this, and this, and that, and those. Unless you shot those yourself, those all have to be credited in your portfolio. All of this stuff too. So, and then I just want to show you that right here, we get right here to this piece right here and click to activate. That's great that you have a tooltip right there, but watch what happens when I do click. We go into the website. Even if we skip the intro, we're now into the website. I don't have any way to get back. I mean, I don't, even if I hit escape or, you know, if there's just no way for me to get back. So now I'm kind of stuck here. And it kind of seems like my pages don't work either. So whatever's happening in this page is just freezing this whole thing up. The internal page itself works, but as you can see, nothing. I don't have any way to get back to your portfolio. So you definitely want to check that out. Okay, so I close that down, and that's all I have. So good job. I mean, great job. I had a great class. I think you're a good student. I enjoyed having you in class. So if you have any questions or comments, please get with me. And feel free to keep my contact information in the case that you have any questions down the line. Just because the class is over doesn't mean, I'll remember the work. I always remember work. So if you have any questions moving down the line, feel free to get with me. Kira, thanks very much. Have a great night.